And in the United States now, President Joe Biden has expressed hopes that the U.S. economy will continue to thrive during the election year. But Wall Street investors are concerned about the economy's resilience. The Labor Department reported 336,000 jobs in September, nearly double the anticipated 170,000, which could increase expectations of the Federal Reserve keeping interest rates high throughout next year. The surging labor market has clashed with the Fed's main goal of fighting high inflation. Now, Wall Street is bracing for elevated rates to make it more expensive for companies to borrow and repay their debt. The market turmoil is likely to continue until job growth slows or the financial sector suffers, which could lead to rate cuts, according to the report. Joining us now is Otunba Olabode Osenie, a political and public affairs commentator based in the UK. Thank you so much, Otunba, for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you join us. Now, Otunba, in light of the unexpected surge in job growth and, of course, its potential impact on Federal Reserve policy, how would you assess the global implications, especially concerning currency exchange rate and international trade dynamics?
Let's start with America. The happiest person in America today is probably Joe Biden, the president of America. I'm not an economist. I must quickly say that in advance. I only read political science and law. But then my little knowledge of economy and is that there are three areas. In most cases, you cannot get them all. But if you get the first two, which is the inflation, employment, and so on under grip, that country must be doing very well. And that is why when you look at the economic strength of America as we speak, is always because of the amount of unemployment. It rose from 3.4 in January to 3.6. But then again, that is still within a manageable level. And when you also look at the amount of additional jobs that have been added in September to, as we speak now, to another 170 to 336,000 is a lot. It's good. So that's why I said, and for any head of state, especially in America, that can show off with that kind of progress, that the average growth rate is about 2.6%. He is doing very well. He must be a very happy person. Well, they still could do better, but as he speaks, I think he's quite a happy person. And again, that success will affect some other area of governance. So we need to give that to him here.
Right. Otunba, now, it's no news that Wall Street concerns about the rising interest rate and its potential impact on the corporate borrowing costs are widespread. But how do you foresee multinational corporations adapting their financial strategies, especially to mitigate these risks in a global economic context?
Well, again, like I said, I don't want to assume to be an economist here, and I'm sure
that's fine. It's just in your own opinion.
Yeah, yes. I'm only, not that I cannot, but I just don't want to claim I'm an economist and I know it better than anything. Now, the indices, it is clearly shown that every time the market will always be volatile. The risk will always be there. But like I said, a country like America, once they're in grip of two major areas, the employment and what's the other one? Once they are in grip of employment and also the interest rate, it normally will adjust. It will adjust itself. So I wouldn't see too much problem in that. And when you look at the Ukrainian war, that is sucking into the economy indirectly of one of the countries supporting the war in Ukraine, which is America. It's just like you spending your reserve and not getting anything back. So I can imagine the amount of money that America is spending on Ukraine is going to have some side effect on the economy. Because like I said, you're spending so much money to get nothing. Because as far as I know, as far as I can imagine, America is not getting anything back from sponsoring or supporting the war in Ukraine. And that's happening to be said, because really and honestly, all what a country like a place like Ukraine and some other European countries need is peace, and spending billions of dollars to support war, I think it's insane. It doesn't make sense.
Now, at this point, it's safe to say that the labor market will continue to outperform expectations. And of course, the Fed's primary goal will be to caution, the rate at which it's rising. But I think my major question here will be what will be the international factors that will influence the timing and the magnitude of central banks' policy shifts across different regions?
Again, I'm sorry, I have to say it.
It's fine. You can reiterate as much as you want.
Well, I've been in this business for many, many years, but I'm very, very familiar with the political, legal, and some other culture and some other. My little knowledge of this will be most of these interest rates here and there, none of them can work in isolation. So it's what is going on not rightly or badly in Africa is also indirectly affecting the interest rate in other regions of the world. And when you look at the war in Ukraine or in Syria and some other places where productivity is some element of supply and demand will have been working in tandem in a more relatively nice situation. We don't have that. So all these are factors that could create volatility, could create problems in exchange rates here and there, and so on. Again, viewers, I just want to say, please take it as it is.
All right, Otunba Olabode Osenie, a public affairs commentator, a political and public affairs commentator. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
And I want to thank you very much. And like I said, I'm always ready to do some other area tonight. So like I dabble into it, but please appreciate, because I appreciate you also. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much.